Hey guys, welcome to Isaiah's Reviews, and today is an extremely special day in product reviewing history. This is 2021's best beer koozies, They're extremely popular. A lot of people are making them. A lot more people are coming out and making them better, supposedly. So let's just take a look and see what is actually available, and let me recommend some to you. But basically, this is going to try to cover what's the best universal single one to carry with you to the beach on vacation. Like, you don't want to carry all of these with you when you go, so just grab one and go. Which one is that? Which one's the best? And which one do I recommend just for a 12-ounce Bud Light can or something like that? Like, which one do I use on a daily basis? And which one's going to take your drink and keep it as cold as humanly possible? We're going to talk about all this stuff at random. It's going to be like a discussion on this stuff. Definitely not organized, and it's not going to look pretty, but we're going to get to the bottom of these. We're going to be talking about Brewmate. We're going to be talking about Frost Buddy. We're going to be talking about Grill Rescue's Beer Buddy, which is right here. We're going to be talking about Yeti Coaster as well. And I'm always drinking out of my Yeti coffee mug because I think it's the best coffee mug in human existence. And I'll leave a link to all this stuff that we're going to chitty chat about, so just go check them out for yourself, read some reviews, educate yourself outside of what we talk about today, because I'm sure I'm going to miss something. First off, if you want your beer to be as cold as possible at all times, I highly recommend checking out the Brewmate. It has a screw top here. As you can see, when you spin it, it spins the beer with it. You pull it out and it's kind of wrapped around your beer here. We'll get to the bottom of that later. But what makes this cold is these little cartridges. It has a little divot down in here for your 12-ounce beer to go into. You can get these in different sizes. You can take this out and accommodate, I think, a 16-ounce or something like that. Put this back in, and now you got a 12-ounce on ice. But if you want the coldest possible beverage at all times, the Brewmate one's nice. This gasket here, it will spin with your beer. It doesn't make as screechy sound as the other one that we're going to get to, which I hate. But basically what you'll do is you'll just pull this out and then put it back in without ever taking out this gasket. Everybody does it. My family has the Brewmate series because they like the skinny can ones. They're just beer specific or size specific. But if you want the coldest beer possible on the face of the earth, go this route. Probably if you're going to hang out at the hot pool or something like that, you can bring a couple of those pucks with you, leave one in the cooler, and just use this. So this one's a good one. This one has been in the past noted as my favorite overall ever made, just because it's going to keep your beer as cold as possible. And if you want that and like that, then you're going to like the Brewmate for sure. Now let's go over to just my around the house everyday favorite is the Yeti Coaster. The new ones are actually smaller than the old ones. This is the old one here. They're shorter. They're more comfortable to hold. They're not as fat. As you can see right here, they're not as fat as the previous and not as tall. And overall, just a better gasket, more comfortable to hold. Everything about it is super duper nice. I'll show you all these with the Bud Light can. I mean, it's just nice, slender, quarter turn. Boop, you're in there. That's the best ever. This one you have to turn quite a bit to get it off and back on. That's just too much. It's overkill to do that. These little quarter turns are just good enough. You can get these for 20 bucks. Arctic sells their version for 14, I believe it is. You can get these as low as 20 bucks on sale right now. Make sure to check out the Yeti Coaster if you're just wanting a 12-ounce can. Everyday use, this is the best. And their powder coat finish is top notch. I've never scratched these. I mean, I've had this one for years. I've never knocked the paint off. This one's beautiful as well. So now we're left with the universal sizes. We've got Frost Buddy Generation 1, Generation 2, and the Beer Buddy. So I was in pursuit of the best universal whenever I stumbled, because I kept seeing articles and ads for Frost Buddy. But what really led me down the path of universal acceptance, I guess, is an Indiegogo, I think it was, for Beer Buddy. And I was like, sure, I'll jump on board. It's pretty cheap, so okay, I'll give it a shot. And then I saw Frost Buddy ads like crazy. And I was like, wait a minute, these are pretty similar. They even got the sizes that it offers on the bottom. They're pretty similar. So I reached out to both companies. I was like, who has copied who in this competitive world of koozies? They said the other one had copied them. Frost Buddy had started their website in like the end of 2019. The Indiegogo here was through the summer of 2020. So this one came after this. So it would appear that the universal can that Frost Buddy had made was in the works before the Beer Buddy was. But Beer Buddy made changes. They made this smaller. This is just god-awful bulky. And I don't know if they were shooting for, because this has a grip divot in here, and so does this one. And this one's pretty doggone close. The Frost Buddy is just ginormous. It's not going to fit in your cup holders. It's overly big. This gasket on top, this is generation 1, is absolutely horrendous. I hate it. Put this down on here. The gasket goes inside the koozie, and it makes a god-awful noise when you're putting your beer in there. And it's also, you can not have these threads on correctly all the time. So you have one side pitched up and closed on one side and pitched up on the other. It's just terrible. I hate everything about this generation 1. And what makes it unique is, I hope you can see in there, is there's different sizes inside itself. It catches a rim inside, and then the 12 ounce will sit here. It just has these different tiers of places for your can sizes to sit inside this thing, that you end up having one exactly the same spot on the top, so the gasket will work. Generation 1 of Frost Buddy just sucks because it has the gasket on the inside, and it's just god-awful mess. And this one's on the inside as well, but you can take the can in and out. It doesn't have a protruding lip that comes over, that you can see, that comes over here, which makes it difficult to push in and out. I'm scared I'm going to rip this. It's just too grippy to the can. The grade of stainless inside is not for consumption or whatever, not for directly touching your drink. So everything about it, bleh, is not good. So now let's enter in. The next step was the Beer Buddy. It came out. It's got on the outside. So if they did take hint from this to make this, it's different. It's different. The gasket's on the outside. It's got a full turn to seal this. That works. On the inside, it's got the same amount of ribs and stuff to support the same size drinks as the Gen 1 Frosty, I do believe. And on the bottom, it's got the same kind of graph that shows you at all times what size beers and stuff this will take. Your 12 ounce will sit down in here. This one was good. I took this to the beach last time I went, and just used this as a good universal. It's got a little slick finish. It gets kind of grippy as it gets wet. So the decent thing about this one, which I'll leave a link to, and it'll show you everything that it can take, but on the bottom it says that it takes 12 ounce can, 12 ounce skinny can, 12 ounce bottle will fit in here, and I've used all those, and yes, I can say that. One of the unique things about this one is a 16 ounce tumbler as well, and it actually ships with the lid for a change. Boom, we get the lid. It opens and closes. Good. Here, I'll show you. And you can tell, see how shiny and food grade rific this is, because it needs to be that way, because it is also a tumbler. So now you got a tumbler when you're out also, and this lid seals up nice. So you get the lid, you get everything you need. With the Beer Buddy, it probably costs the most. This one and maybe the BrewMate one costs the most out of these. But, you know, multi-purpose use tumbler out of this guy, okay? Now comes along Gen 2 of Frost Buddy. They made all these improvements. They've made it slender. So now we're actually smaller than the Yeti Coaster, which did reduce its size already. So now we can fit all cup holders in all those chairs where none of your oversized or just about any, even the traditional Yeti Coaster wouldn't fit. Nothing will fit. It's smaller than the Beer Buddy by a lot. You can see that. It's smaller than the BrüMate by a lot. I don't know if you can see that. It's a lot smaller. It's same size though. They're all the same size. The Universal ones seem to be the same height. But this one's really cool. This one has turned out to be my favorite Universal one, and the one that I recommend that you buy over the other ones. So now we've got recommendations for the Yeti Coaster, the BrüMate that serve different purposes, and now the Universal one that you want to carry on all your vacation trips because you don't know what you're going to be doing has now the Frost Buddy Gen 2. Make sure to get the Generation 2. You get the quarter turn cap to remove, which is fantastic. You get the food grade stainless inside here that you can get the tumbler cap for. It doesn't ship with the tumbler cap for whatever reason. It probably should have, maybe, if they want to give you an all complete package, but that I guess is available on their site. I'll leave a link to that. The cool thing is with this is it fits everything under the sun. 12 ounce, 16 ounce, even your like Sprites or something like that in a plastic bottle, 16 ounce bottle, whatever, this will fit because it has done a pretty clever thing in that, hey, your 12 ounce will fit in here, quarter turn, the gasket's on the outside, quarter turn, it works great. All these do hold the beer in like this as well. You get a nice rubber non-slip bottom, small. The powder coating on this is just as good as this with a little more texture and grippiness over this one. So actually probably better than the Yetis. So I love everything about the size of this. It feels good. It doesn't feel top heavy like it's going to tilt over because the beer sits up a little higher. It's grounded. It's thin. It's comfortable in the hand. It's not oversized. This is the gem here. So now you take this out, and now you can accommodate everything else that there is. So now there's a little one single rib inside there. So now you've got 16 ounce cans, bottles, all this kind of stuff considered. And here's a good shot of how all these other ones are made. So this basically they just took, which is very cool, they just took what they're already made here and made it into a sleeve, and then they put holes in the bottom so it will just drain out any kind of condensation and stuff. They have the food grade stainless in here because you can get the tumbler lid for this. So now you have like a 16 ounce tumbler, I'm assuming is what you would have out of this, but the links will be in the description. And now you've got the sleeve that goes down and a little lip on the top that it just, everything sits perfectly. There is a little bit of jiggle, but you don't notice the jiggle once you put this on. The jiggle is gone. So this is pretty doggone solid. This will go with me when I go everywhere from now on. So this is my favorite. See, they redeemed themselves. They went from the worst out of all the koozies I have to the best. So congratulations, Frost Buddy, on Generation 2. You totally redeemed yourself. You come back from the pits of hell with this thing and made something top-notch here. So kudos on taking over the Universal can industry by making this Gen 2, because this one is the best, period. But if you want the super cold, the coldest you're going to get, BrüMate is there for you. If you want just comfort and you're going to be drinking 12 ounce cans and you know it, the Yeti Coaster is there and you don't mind about ice cold. But if you're going on trips and you're doing different various things and you just don't know what you're going to be drinking, just carry the Gen 2 Frost Buddy. This is fantastic. It fits in every single cup holder that you're going to find. So good job. All links will be down below, even my coffee mug, because I love it. So make sure to explode on that subscribe button and ding that bell so you get notified on the next product review that we do. And we're doing a bunch of stuff coming down the pipe that's going to have to do with outdoor activities and stuff, because we're going to be doing that this year. Hallelujah. So yeah, that's it. See ya.